Hello friends, Amanda here with you today, and for today's card inspiration I am going to be using the January Kit of the Month for La La Land Crafts. Aren't these raccoons just too adorable? I love them. For this card I will be using Life Documented 6x6 designer paper pack. The Scalloped Frames Die. And with this, you have so many different variations of frames. It's fantastic. You get large, medium, and 2 smalls. And I love using those 2 smalls for sentiments and all that. So this is in the regular line. The Partial Hearts die. And for this, I'll be using the smaller one, as you can see on the card. Not 2, but they do come apart. And the Hugs die. The Hugs die comes with a outline, which is fantastic, but we won't be using that for this card, as you can see. And the Spring Flowers Stencil. I used my Big Shot to emboss it for the heart, as you can see. So, if you'd like to make this card with me, grab your supplies and let's get started. I will be putting my colors in the little dish right there that says love. Hopefully you can see them for every color that I use. And if you'd like the full list, it will be in the description box below. But for the raccoons, I use my warm grays, W9, W7, W5, W3, and W1. Right now I'm using my W9, and in a flicking motion, I thought they needed to have like little bridge for their nose, just to kind of make it prominent and stick out just a little bit. And I also used it around the little masks on the side of their eyes. And I'm going in the farthest part of their eyes because I want their eyes to pop, so I don't want the darkness to get too dark up to their eyes. So we will use the W7 to further that out and blend out the colors. Just dragging that color out. Now using W5 and continuing to pull out those darker colors, and then it just makes their eyes pop so that it doesn't become too dark. And just working that color and blending it out. W7 for the base of their darker part on the tail, and then it will be W5. This is such a cute kit of the month, but who am I kidding? They're all cute. I just love their big round eyes. They're so cute. And there's the W5. And just pulling that color up and blending it out. I started with the darker color at the base of their tail because that's where the shadow would be, and then going to the lighter color, which for the darker rings would be W5. And now I'm going to take W3 and continue to work it around the side of this little coon's faces. After I'm done with the W3, I do go in then with W1 and then further pulling that color out. All right, well, I'm going to play some music and I will come back after the coloring is done. right, we're just going to finish coloring this little cutie up, giving them some cheeks and some little pink ears. They're turning out super cute. For the eyes, I realized after I made the video that it was really hard to see what I did, but with the Y26 I went underneath, and then with the darker color I go on the top to give it more of a rounded shadowy feel on top, and it's a super cute blend. So the YR24 goes on the very top, and then I pull down to the Y26. Probably going to send this card to my daughter in college. And then just some little white gel pen detail for the eyes. And we're going to fussy cut them out. For the sentiment, sending lots of love, I wanted a very thin sentiment. So I'm just trimming this down and lining it up so it's nice and straight, and just trimming it up just like that. All right, there it is. Clean all this up. I've used the small heart and I've embossed it with the stencil. Isn't that beautiful? It's the small heart. And then I've used a gray-y kind of purple. I don't even know what that, periwinkle? I don't even know. It's kind of a gray purple for the Scalloped Frames Die. And we're going to glue that down. And then I did it again and I used the Life Documented paper. And I really thought that the X's and the O's and the hearts and the little, I think it's little coffee cups, is just so cute. So I decided to use that side of the Life Documented paper. And we're going to glue that in place. But the other side is amazing too. And I'm gluing all of this down to a white card base that measures 5 1/8 by 4. So that is the card base that I'm gluing everything down to. And we're going to glue down our heart to the top of that Life Documented paper. And here I've used some masking tape for when you want to mask off a image. And I've put it sticky side up. And I'm laying down the word hugs, on that. And then I'm going to layer up my word hug so that it pops up, so I don't have to use foam dots or foam squares, and it gives it some dimension. So I've die cut the word hugs 3 times, and then I'm going to just lay those over top of the word so that it gives it dimension. And the sticky paper holds it in place, so I'm not chasing it around my glass board. I'm just finishing that up. It makes it super convenient. And then I've just used a magnet to hold that sticky paper in place so that I'm not chasing that around the glass board. And that last one here. The other nice thing about the sticky paper is it kind of gets those little extra hairs that you get from die cutting things out. Threw that away. I got a different one, and here I'm using it to line up my word hugs so that when I flip it back around, so you do it backwards, and then when you flip it back around, you just place it all down together. So everything is nice and straight. Just a fun little trick. They're going to sit right on top of the word hugs. I'm going to get my white pen out and just give it some little white pen details. And we're going to pop them up on some foam dots. Super cute. We're going to put down our sending lots of love underneath the hugs there, right there in the corner. And this card is done. Plop it on a card base, an A2 card base, and that's it. We've made a really fun card. I hope you guys have had a great day, and do try it for yourself. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time, friends. Bye-bye.